Pertarungan tinju antara Larry Holmes vs Esch adalah pertarungan tinju profesional dan Larry Holmes memenangkan pertarungan melawan Esch melalui keputusan angka unanimous decision pada pertandingan yang berlangsung pada 27 Juli tahun 2002 di Norfolk, Virginia, Amerika Serikat. Dan inilah videonya.
This is our main event. 52-year-old former champion Larry Holmes in the white trunks. Butterbean in the stars and stripes, not complaining about Holmes kind of puffing him with the jab or leaving that hand out there.
Now he's starting to talk to Larry Holmes.
He wants Holmes to engage him, of course. It's not like Holmes is running, but he's not standing right in front of him. Good jab by Butterbean. Wow.
That's different.
That might be one of his best punches of the fight. Holmes is kind of leaning in, and he got hit with that jab. Butterbean is chatting away in that ring.
He's trash talking and said, come on, among other things.
Yeah. Perhaps more salty than his left hook lands by Butterbean. So
The eye a problem too for Butterbean.
Butterbean is emboldened, and now he's got Holmes in the corner. Lands a right to the body, but he steps right back. He knows there's danger there. Again, the jab of Holmes getting in. Butterbean may be talking, but he's not rushing Larry Holmes, that's for sure. We are in the 6th round of this 10-rounder. It's a fight that has no knockdowns. A cut over the left eye of Butterbean, a slight abrasion under the right eye of Larry Holmes, a swelling. Big right hand by Holmes.
Hell of a sweet shot.
And Butterbean stays on the outside. And for all the talking in this round, it's been Holmes, it's been Butterbean, it's been Holmes doing the landing. The 52-year-old champion is zeroing in on that eye, and maybe zeroing in on Butterbean. The crowd's encouraging him. Bean comes forward, Holmes parries all those punches, and now he's back on the attack. You can feel Larry Holmes wants to land something really solid against Butterbean here.
You can sense it. Now the jab is setting it up. He's already landed his right hand several times now. Good flush shots. The eye becoming a worse problem for Butterbean. Getting dramatically worse.
In this round, it has become more swollen. There is more blood. You see a good shot of it there. Butterbean standing in the center of the ring, just kind of looking around, waiting for Holmes to get within range.
And Butterbean's corner will be tested between rounds.
You know what's interesting? Butterbean now starting to jab a little bit. That would have been a good idea earlier. So, round 6 comes to a conclusion. Larry Holmes heads back to his corner. That man, Butterbean, goes back to his corner where they're going to have to do some serious work on the cut.
Well, the Larry Holmes jab against an unprotected eye and the right hand, no match at all. He kept on going. He kept peppering that eye with the jab in that round, and it opened up substantially.
Take it. You come through, you take it, you get out. Get some of that water. You got it. Put the water on the mat, please.
We head into the 7th round. Butterbean is now way past the territory he's ever been in. He's never gone past 4. Larry Holmes went 10 rounds last in 1997 against Maurice Harris, in which he won a split decision that was very controversial. Butterbean, of course, only has fought 4 rounds. Right hand gets in by Larry Holmes, and he steps away.
And when he steps far away, it's a big assignment for Butterbean to close ground on.
Butterbean has not really been able to rush him effectively. A couple times he has rushed him, but it hasn't really worked out well. And Butterbean has not been able to do that very well in this fight.
An ironic twist, it's usually the younger fighter who makes the older fighter use his legs. In this case, Larry Holmes making Butterbean use his.
Yeah, exactly. Right hand gets in by Holmes after a jab by Butterbean. Now Butterbean the right hand.
An effective weapon, you would think, for Butterbean, but Larry Holmes is very good on his timing. You've got a double jab if you want to take away the right hand counter.
The crowd chanting Larry Holmes' name. For all of Butterbean's popularity, he is a very popular figure. This crowd, I think, came in here with the idea of a certain attachment to a marketing bonanza. But now he's facing a guy who's peppering him.
And a veteran who can pretty much throw the jab in his sleep and has the movement, has the right hand behind it, and just has so many different ring skills. For Butterbean, he has to close ground cheaply and then try to get off.
You know, lost in this, and look at Butterbean, he just kind of shakes his head like, oh man.
What are you doing way over there?
Yeah, come on back over here. Lost in all of this, I have to say, and granted, Butterbean has always had limited skills and limited mobility and all the rest of it. Lost in this is, this 52-year-old guy finds a way to not get hit by this big, powerful heavyweight, however limited his skills, and finds a way to pepper him with the jab and the straight right hand. It's not bad for a 52-year-old.
Reflexes haven't gone that far.
Not to suggest that he would be doing this against the top heavyweight, but nevertheless, he's able to do it here. This round is winding down, and time may be running out for Butterbean unless he can land something big. Larry Holmes said to us the other day that I don't want this fight to go long. I want to get him out of there in 3 rounds. That hasn't happened.
Finds himself in a longer fight than he expected to be in.
8th round, Big Jack, 8th round.
But it's more by what he did than what Butterbean has done.
Right? Hey, don't say that.
In through your nose, out through your mouth. Put the spit bucket out there.
Eric's going to be out of there all right.
All right, man. You got to make a brawl out of it now. Take control. Either you're going to knock him out or you're going to get knocked out. Go and get it.
We move into round number 8 of this 10-round match. Larry Holmes has been 10 rounds 13 times since the age of 40. I'm not sure I can remember a fighter that could have that statistic. Nice right hand by Holmes. He has not really hurt Butterbean with any of those right hands, although they've been very good punches.
They've been solid shots. They've set the tempo for the fight, and they've disrupted any sense of rhythm that Butterbean might have. And for Butterbean, no reason not to go for broke. You could get a lot out of the fight by swarming, by being in it, by firing punches. However it works out, fire at the guy.
You almost have to if you're him. And Butterbean loathes to come in because he does get nailed with those counter right hands.
Better to lose by a knockout in which you took a stand. The worst scenario is a drubbing from a 52-year-old.
Absolutely. Chris Williamson, the referee, is doing a good job because he doesn't rush in to break the fighters when they get close. So he gives Butterbean a little bit of a chance to throw some punches, and that's good. And so many referees these days don't do that.
You do have to have a fair evaluation of how each fighter goes about his style. Let them fight their style.
Almost halfway through this round, there's Butterbean rushing in, and Holmes walks back. You know, Butterbean can't complain too much because it's not as if Larry Holmes is running. And, you know, if you can't catch a 52-year-old guy who takes 5 steps back, I got to tell you, you're not doing a very good job.
In an 18 by 18-foot ring, which makes it even better.
Yeah, this is not, we report to you again, folks, this is not a huge ring. I've seen smaller, but I've seen a lot bigger. So Butterbean got his wish in terms of the size of this ring.
Well, for all the talk that Larry had about, I want to end this early, for the most part, he's been fighting for a decision.
Yeah, and I think he thought he would have more. He's landed about 5 or 6 really good right hands, but they have not really done much. There's another one to the head of Butterbean. But I mean, the jabs just keep on coming.
But watch, Butterbean has to reload and then fire in there. It's a tough road for him.
Holmes just pushed him off. About a half minute left to go here in round number 8, and time is wasting for Butterbean unless we're astonished at the way this fight is scored.
Butterbean threw 3 punches and tried to get his right hand.
Now Butterbean is yelling at the referee. But you know what? Why didn't he chase Larry Holmes when he fell backwards? I hate to break it to him.
There's nothing in the tank to chase.
Yeah, I mean, Larry Holmes fell backwards, and Butterbean, instead of going after him, yelled at the referee and said, "Why is he going backward?" Well, go after him. Round 8 is coming to a close, and it does with a very frustrated Butterbean, as this man, Larry Holmes, has found a way to avoid his big punches and jab, 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 jab.
This fight is knock him out. You gotta knock that man out, and the only way you're gonna knock him out is go after him.
Good advice from Bruce Sutherland.
5 seconds.
Got some more back there from Arthur, who's been with him since his Tough Man days. They go back 10 years.
So we head into round 9, and if you didn't hear it, Murray Sutherland said to Larry Holmes, or to Butterbean, "You have to knock this man out. The only way you're going to do it is going after him." Now Butterbean complaining about Holmes using his arm pushing out, but instead of complaining, he's got to be going after Larry Holmes.
In a fight in which very little has been called, you have to have a sense of the perspective. If the ref is letting you guys decide it, then you can't look for calls. Larry Holmes could turn 18 by 18 to 25 by 25 if he wants.
Apparently he has tonight, yeah, that's absolutely true. And of course this was not what Butterbean hoped for. He hoped to be able to get closer and do more damage. And yes, in truth, has Larry Holmes fought a somewhat safety first fight in some respects? That's true. But it isn't like he's at 52, he can't exactly run around the ring. He hasn't done so. Now Butterbean's complaining because he's pushing his arm out. But, you know, all Holmes is doing is pushing his arm out to jab.
It hasn't been a dirty fight. There haven't been low blows. The whole thing for this fight for Butterbean was, could he catch Larry Holmes?
And he hasn't been able to. Could he hit him with something? Could he avoid these jabs and straight right hands? And that has not happened. Butterbean's focus really needs to be right now getting on the inside. And he's trying, I guess, but it just didn't happen. And the number of punches from Butterbean has been so low in this fight.
Good example right there of the dilemma. He tried to fire a hook. Larry Holmes sticks out a jab. Hook interrupted. Never gets there.
Butterbean, the 32-year-old king of the 4-rounders, is in the 9th round. He's never been that far. He just took a big right hand from Larry Holmes. Is Holmes emboldened enough to go after him a little bit? Butterbean missing with the left hook, and I mean missing by 3 feet. Now Butterbean steps back, so he's going backwards and taking 2 strong. Now Larry Holmes is really nailing him with the jab.
4 in a row.
He takes 2 steps back and then lands the right hand. So Larry Holmes is looking a little bit like the Larry Holmes of old. And of course, if you ever wanted a perfect foil for that, Butterbean would be it. Half a minute left to go here in round number 9, with 1 more round left to go here in this match between Butterbean and Larry Holmes.
It's a tough spot to be in when you need a knockout. And the guy you need it against has so many different ways to fight.
And there is Butterbean flailing away. You see that part of his problem, of course, his technique is not his forte, and he just couldn't get those punches in. 9 rounds are in the books, and what we have to show for it is that cut over the eye of Butterbean. Murray Sutherland giving him a talking to.
On his back! On his back!
10th round action. Butterbean trying to back Larry Holmes up. The left hook comes up a bit short, and the right hand is knocked down by Larry Holmes. So you try to throw punches, and he has ways to stop it.
You hit him, you look his rope, throw the loop right hand, and use the...
So we head into the 10th round. Larry Holmes is trying to go 10 rounds for the 14th time since he turned 40. And Butterbean, for the very first time, of course, in the 10th round, he'd only been 4 to this point. You know, Butterbean, of his 68 opponents, 20 had losing records and 13 were 500 records. So it just tells you that, you know, you're up to another level even when you're in against the guy that's older. Now here Butterbean backs in the corner hoping that he can force Holmes to make a mistake and he can nail him. I guess that's the reason for this.
Well, it was a novelty aspect his career. This is his highest or second highest payday, right up there with Peter McNeely, getting 6 figures. This is the place that had to try to take his career because there was nowhere else to go on that other circuit.
And you know what's amazing? If you pick an older fighter to fight, I guess the one you don't want to pick is Larry Holmes, because as an older fighter, he has continually made younger fighters, may I add, one's better than Butterbean, look bad. He's doing it again tonight, but here comes Butterbean with a last-ditch effort. There's under 2 minutes left to go, and that's how long he has to make something dramatic happen. Good jab, and Holmes moves away from the right hand. Butterbean lands a couple of right hands. He's flailing away. Holmes with his hand on the ropes just trying to parry whatever Butterbean throws and not get hit with the Butterbean head. And there comes the right hand from Holmes. It's coming, folks. Butterbean having his best moments, even if not a lot of landing.
And he saved the stamina, whatever he has for now.
Oh, that's the oh my. Well, it didn't hurt Butterbean. And we now know that the best right hand Larry Holmes can throw, even in the 10th round, won't hurt Butterbean. It's a little surprising in a way.
Well, because he had everything on it, and Butterbean continued to walk through it, but just not getting to Larry Holmes. Minimal output.
Those were the 2 best right hands Holmes has thrown in this fight, and you figure if he throws them around 10, they're going to hurt the guy. But still, Larry Holmes is getting it done, and the crowd is chanting his name. And he's got things going his own way, does Holmes, here in the 10th round, after Butterbean had mounted something of a charge earlier in the round. If this is the last fight Larry Holmes has, and you would think it might be, looks like he will go out a winner. Oh, left hook! Sends Holmes down. That's called a knockdown appropriately. Sends him against the ropes, and that's the appropriate call by the referee. That is the right call. He did the right thing.
Ends with a little bit more curiosity.
So, an interesting moment. Larry Holmes, we think probably won this fight. Butterbean's walking around the ring saying that he won it.
Well, a curiosity fight. It's self-contained within that realm.
That's well put.
Butterbean will have this to hang his hat on.
Well, that was, I assume that was after the punch. Let's take a look.